Why breakfast foods are overrated. Inclusive. That music.
You're live.
We are live,
Hey!
baby.
Hey!
Let's pump this biatch.
Bam!
Sunday Soak, powered by Goose Island. You fucking right, we're live again.
2021.
Happy to be back.
I'll put that up.
The Sox are good, and
They
we're
are.
doing the Sunday Soak. It's kind of unbelievable. Well,
500.
good's relative. 4-4. 4-4 is about as good as we could possibly do. Treasy E will be joining us in the tub in a second. He looks incredibly sexual right now. He's got the long hair flowing.
Oh,
He's got the
sunglasses.
shades. Yeah, he's going to be coming through. Let's start out, though, as we always do. We have to note.
Oh, we get the whole walk in.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Get the hanging out.
Your tits are in mid-season milking form. I love it. All right, so obviously,
60 great tits.
the Sunday Soak is powered by Goose Island. You'll see tons of Goose Island up here on the board. We're going to also be drinking some special stuff that was provided from the Fulton Street Tap Room.
Yep.
Right now, the one that we're drinking is called the Meltdown, and it's delicious, and we're going to get highly intoxicated now.
It's a 9.2 double IPA. I put that up on the Twitter, and I have already drank my first one and moved on to the Mellow Mania. It's a double New England IPA. It's a haze, and that is also a 9%. So get ready to see, something.
We'll be floating like the Rice Krispie treats in the Carla joke.
There is a milkshake IPA that we have in here. We will get to that next.
Oh, gorgeous. Let's start off with the humble brag. Treasy, would you like to bring us the humble brag today?
The humble brag is we are officially 83% vaccinated as a whole.
Yes!
So
Woo!
me and Beef fully vaxxed, and then My Sock Summer is on his way.
You guys are
He's on his
pulling
way.
the average
He's
up.
halfway. Yeah, he's halfway there.
He's half, and he's half vaxxed, as far as I know.
Tomorrow,
He's at 500, like a Yerman Mercedes batting average.
1 week from today, I will be 100% back.
Attaboy.
1 week.
All right, so let's start off with the questions. You submitted questions. We're going to go down the line. We picked out some of the most delicious ones to use tonight. This morning. The first question is from Sean Jankowski, and Sean wants to know, what's the biggest bar tab we've ever run up? Treasy.
Now this didn't include My Sock Summer, unfortunately. Although it would have been awesome, but I hadn't met you yet. So
Yeah.
So this was I think 2010. It's my 30th birthday. We went to Vegas, and we got a cabana next to I forget which hotel we were at.
We're at the Mirage.
The Mirage.
Yes.
And we had about 25 people there, and the bar tab was $7,500. It was what I remember. Our buddy Tony C from he lives out in San Diego now, and he met us out there.
Yeah.
And I still remember him ordering a pitcher of Red Bull and vodka.
Oh my
And
God.
I have no idea what that cost, but it certainly wasn't cheap.
I bet you I feel like about $135.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah,
Minimum.
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it was amazing. And there was also the era when they had the aluminum twist-offs for
Oh,
all the beer. So everyone had fingers sliced up from drinking Coors Light and Miller Lite and all that stuff at the pool. It was ridiculous.
I remember at the end of the day, we, like everyone's going up, we're all annihilated, and I'm trying to gather up as much beer as possible because we paid for it. So let's grab all these beer bottles and take them. And I was just grabbing stuff, and I grabbed someone's passport that was with us, but I didn't even know the guy. So I was walking around the rest of the day with some dude who looked nothing like me, his passport. And I was like, I go to Beef, I was like, hey, I got your passport. You left it down there. And he's like, why the fuck would I have my passport? And I opened it up, and I'm like, I don't know who this guy is.
Treasy committing federal crime
Yes.
at the pool.
That was 11 years ago. The statute of limitations is over. I can, and I returned it. I did return it.
My sucks summer. How about you?
You know what? I'm trying to think. Why
As a group, I don't think we ever end up with outstanding bartenders.
Because you were not at my wedding, and that would be the next biggest one that I had. Because I have an 8.5 foot receipt from that I'm going to frame at some point and put up in our house. So when my wife asked why didn't we build this deck or why didn't we do this, I'll be like, because you wanted an open bar at the wedding and it was like $14,000. So so that was probably the biggest bar tab that I've ever seen and paid. But we've gone to like Indiana and everything's like $1. And then I was thinking like bachelor party. I just remember the table being filled with booze. Yeah, like just all bottled beer and like.
But we didn't run one tab. That's what killed it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because everyone's like, because I remember like our buddies from the region, they bought like 100 shots. And I'm not exaggerating here. Like the order was bring us 100 shots, and it came on this like it looked like a gigantic pizza should be served on this, and it was just a tray of shots.
Yeah, I mean it sounds crazy, but there's 20 or 25 of us, so that's not that many shots per person.
The best part was the good fine people at Polecats not only picked us up down here in Bridgeport, but also drove us back. But when we got there, we said, can we just go in the VIP area? And they're like, yeah, that's for people that just drink hard alcohol. I was like, yeah, we don't drink hard alcohol, but we'll probably buy enough beer. And the guys are like, okay, we'll see how it goes until like a big baller comes in. And then they come through. I go, hey, are we good? And they're like, oh, yeah, you guys are fine. We're like 1 hour in, we bought like 700 beers. And they're like, yeah, you guys can stay here.
You can stay here.
You can stay here. You're fine.
You get the elevated platform that's elevated 18
Yes.
inches. That's a special area.
It had the most comfortable couch, though, for Treasy to fall asleep.
I was going to say, I can't believe
We're looking forward to making sure that he didn't do that. And we're not just saying that because Quincy's right behind the camera. We're not saying that.
That's what really happened.
That's legit what happened. And then was wide awake at 4 a.m. when we were coming home in the Polecats van. So.
All right. The next question is actually from Micah Jankowski. So Sean and Micah actually just had a baby. Congratulations. And Micah wants to know, what's your biggest takeaway from the first week of the season? Good or bad? My section, I'll let you start.
My biggest takeaway is that it's a long year. And people need to calm the fuck down. We ride these emotions because you've been waiting for this for so long. And you get really high on the things that are really good, and you get really low on the things that are bad. And that's just how White Sox Twitter is. It's either really happy or really sad. But the best thing about it was being at that fucking game, getting all liquored up, and then not even remembering half the things that happened in the game. That's the most important thing.
What a waiting tradition.
Unlike any other.
Treasy, how about you?
I mean, my biggest baseball takeaway is that there's a few guys that obviously kind of regressed on what they'd learned previously, right at the start of the season, like a Jose Abreu swinging at everything, or a Yoel Moncada watching too many pitches go by. And I think that you're starting to see, at least we saw that against KC, is that they're kind of flipping that script now. And I'm hoping that that's, they shook off the rust and now they're ready to go. My biggest non-baseball takeaway is that Comiskey, I love what they've done over there to handle all of this, but the bathroom right by the 108 is our bathroom. Let us go to it. God damn, I don't want to walk halfway around the stadium. I get you're trying to be safe, but look, I just need 8 more steps into the outfield so I can go take a piss at my home base.
It's not in our neighborhood, quote unquote.
Yeah, I don't even know which one's I don't even know which one's the hot sink in the new bathroom. I need the hot sink. It's gonna be cold today. I need the hot sink.
It's always the one at the end, apparently.
My biggest takeaway so far is Yermin Mercedes. They can say small sample size, but Yermin Mercedes is actually a good hitter, and he's going to continue to be a good hitter. Doesn't have a position, but that's okay. You figure out ways to get him at bats. I don't know, stick him in some spots. You might have to play him at first. You might have to play him in left. DH is wide open for now, so that's where we're going to use him. I think we finally found a guy who is not part of the rebuild who's going to be a major contributor.
Can I say something about that?
Go for it.
Because I'm gonna actually talk about something you said.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at how the Sox are doing this, and they're like, Yerman's hitting. Let's figure out how to keep him in lineup. Let's get Vaughn some at bats. I know less at bats than some people want, but it reminds me. Yesterday, My Sox Summer laid out a tweet, and he's like, why do they keep putting Aaron Judge in the outfield? The guy's too big. He's gonna keep getting hurt. And everyone's like, well, they got Stanton on the team.
Yeah.
Giancarlo, not Mike. I slipped up yesterday when we were talking about it. But they're like, oh, they got Stanton on the roster, and I'm like, well, get fucking creative, man. Like, figure it out. Like, can't one of those guys play first? And if they can't, like, can you move Luke Voigt somewhere else? Like, you have all these really high-paid sluggers, and you got to keep them not hurt.
Yeah, that's the key.
Do
That's
the
the
work.
goal, right?
Figure it out. Putting Aaron Judge out in the outfield and figuring that shit out.
He's missed 140 games in like the last since 2017. That doesn't make sense.
Right, that's a great point, guys. Aaron Judge should be a first baseman right now. While
Yes.
you have the first baseman's hurt, and let someone go in the outfield who can run the ball.
Literally.
Exactly.
Like Jesus Christ, Greg Oden sacrificed his entire NBA career to prove that big guys should not move around that much. Okay, he is the Jesus Christ of the NBA. You need to realize this, folks. Also, one thing I was going to say too. I saw. Oh God, I fucking said it. Shy Sox fan Mike said it, but I think it was a repeat from Steve Stone. Is that you're looking at a Yerman Mercedes who would not have made the team without the injury that happened to Eloy. And I want to say, and people are like, that's just crazy. This is how baseball works. I'm like, no. What the fuck is wrong with our talent, people?
Yeah.
That we can't fucking figure out that this guy's probably going to be okay.
Right.
Like, I know that he shot out of the cannon right now, but if he had 50% of the production that he's had, it would still be really fucking good, and we could really fucking use that. So I don't understand why we signed an Edwin Encarnacion when Yerman Mercedes probably could have done the same thing. And I'm also going to throw it back to this, and I know this is going to get some mixed reactions, but we could have had a Daniel Palka just be a DH and not have to play fucking right field and just see what the fuck happened. You know what I mean? Like let's not stack the plates too goddamn high. Let's go simple, stupid. All right, that's all I have.
Love it.
The 9.2% are hitting.
I'm feeling it. I love it.
All right, the next question is from White Sox Sal.
Fuck you, Sal.
Attaboy.
First one for 2021 in the soap.
That's right. White Sox Sal wants to know, what is Luis Guzman's best role? I'd like to go White Sox Sal first here.
I mean, easily. Fucking Boogie Nights. And I'm not even going to go like even as the guy in Boogie Nights, I'm going to go as the waiter in one of the fucking Dirk Diggler spin-off movies where he's like just like walking out with like his liqueurs and drinks. So I'm not even going to say his role in Boogie Nights, his role inside the porno in Boogie Nights.
Incredible.
These are deep cuts, okay? This is why you come here and not to some other bullshit Sox hot tub podcast. Okay? Live video, whatever the fuck this is.
I looked at his entire career, and it is impressive. He's in so much shit. It's unbelievable. And I'm going to tell you, Boogie Nights great, and the character's funny in it. But I think his actual best character, where he really shines, is in Carlito's Way.
Yes.
Like that's a fantastic character, and like the turn in it's just it's awesome. Like that's the that's kind of the twist. He's basically kind of the twist in the movie, and then like I loved it. So like I haven't watched the other Carlito's Way movie where he's like coming up or whatever, and I think he's in that. Just like I haven't watched the sequel to Waiting, which I found out existed while I was going through this.
Seriously? Was that straight to DVD?
I think it was straight to like Pornhub. I've never seen it.
I'm gonna go with Waiting, only because I like to do movie quotes to Mrs. Beef, and I like to tell her, "Ooh, it's so veiny." I can't tell you what I'm showing her at that time. All right, the next question is from Matty Ice, longtime guy.
What's up, Matty Ice?
And Matty Ice says, if we had to pick one NL city/ballpark for the White Sox to clinch the World Series in, which one would it be and why? Treasy, why don't you start us off?
So I think that the easy thing is to like think, it's going to be like November, right, or or late October, and it's going to be cold, so you want the West Coast. But fuck that, man. I want to be in Queens with watching the Sox play the Mets. Yeah, just like Eddie Murphy. So we'll get some McDonald's before the game. We'll go check out the game, and then we'll hightail it the fuck out of Queens after that. Because after the Sox win, the Mets fans will all be mad at us. But you just got to get out of Queens, and then you're just dealing with Yankees fans. We'll probably be fine with all this because they don't even believe it still. our organization exists. So I think we go down into New York and then we party all night. I think, New York's a great city. I love it. It's probably my second favorite in the country. And so I would be more than happy to go party there. And, I know some spots in Queens, too. So we could maybe get beat up by some Mets fans.
Sounds wonderful.
You go. No, you go.
I'll go next.
Because then I'll take the one or you don't take.
Okay, fine. I think it's obvious. Gaslamp District. It's a great city to begin with.
Yeah.
It's got great beer. It's got great tacos. San Diego. It's San Diego, baby. And that would just be a fun city to be in regardless. However, White Sox clinching a World Series there, we would really show out. Now, the city doesn't stay open as late as we'd like, so we'd have to figure out some sort of hotel party or something that we can get kicked out of. Like how Teresa's hotel room at my wedding became, like the SWAT team entered there because they had to get everyone out of there for the party.
They did not like my vibe that night.
They were not feeling you that
They were
night.
like, hey, these hotel rooms are for 2 or 3 people, not 47.
You owe $5.50 for staying in my hotel room.
But here's the thing, my sex summer, you know what they could have done? They could have ran up a big-ass bar tab on me downstairs, but they closed the bar at midnight. And,
It's pretty much their fault then.
Yeah.
Beef and Mrs. Beef's families, the youngsters, they wanted to party.
Yes.
What am I going to do? Deny them the right to party? I grew up fighting for my right to party.
Yes.
How dare you? My son's summer.
I'm going to take the most obvious one that I would like to take, and that's Chicago, right up north. I would love to win a fucking World Series on older brothers, fucking home turf. It would just be the best thing ever. Because when the Sox clinch a World Series victory at Wrigley, and people will just be like, that's the end game. That's the end of the conversation. There's nobody like, oh yeah, well Cubs are back. No, we won a World Series there. Remember, right on your field.
I feel like James Carville right now. I've got no response.
I mean, really,
that was perfect.
Isn't it the best one? I mean, it has to be. I mean, my second was definitely San Diego because it's like, fuck you, Tatis. The first one is the biggest F you. That's like the Long Dong Silver.
No, I like it.
Yeah.
You got to stick it in the Cubs fans' ear. You stick it in AJ Preller's ear, and you stick it in Steve Cohen's ear. I love all three of these answers.
Yeah, because goddamn well, if the Cubs ever won a World Series right over here, they would be running that shit up like it's their attendance fucking figure.
Oh, we'd have to be out
the new attendance figure.
We'd have to be
on
on
the
the
World
street
Series
with
there.
aluminum bats to take care of these fans.
Oh, yes.
All right, next question is from Matt Ramsey. Matt would like to know, which 108er consumed the most fluid ounces of beer in the stadium this season? Treasy, who does that?
I think it's you.
Yeah.
Easy. It's not, I don't even think it's going to be close.
I think it's tough.
So I think the weeknights. I'm lame on the weeknights. You guys know this. Sometimes I even will be like, I'm not
Give me your
going to
beer,
drink
lame
at all. And then I don't go as many games as you guys.
That's true.
So I think the thing is going to be whichever one of you guys goes to the most games. But the other part of that is if MSS got his kids, he ain't pounding beer.
I can't.
He's have maybe one beer.
Yeah.
Right.
And so
The
I think
state frowns upon that when I get drunk.
You want that one next or no?
Yeah, this is one.
See, Libby is tall.
That's another 9%.
We need to stay.
Yeah.
Is tall enough now to kind of crutch you on your walk home.
Well, yeah, that's why I
So-
told her the
so
other day.
she's-
I said, it's going to be your responsibility to carry me home
She's
from some
gonna-
of these games.
Yeah, she's gonna help out in this endeavor. So a few years from
My
now,
kids
you'll have
won't.
two.
I have two
You'll
though.
have two. And so I
It'll
think
be like crutches.
Yeah.
2027. I think I'm gonna take you as the leader. But this year I got
Yeah.
beef.
You know what? So you guys both pick me. I disagree. I think it's going to be my Sox summer, and I'll tell you why. We have the new Jack Daniels bar right behind our section, okay? And I was looking at it on opening day, and I didn't go and dip in there. I might end up less beer and a little more some interesting stuff they got going back there. It looked like they had some cool things. I'm going to have to start checking that out maybe even today.
Something
And
I've
it's
heard
gonna-
of. It could just be cotton, or maybe it's satin something. We don't know. It's cool things.
That's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to go my Sox summer. I think my Sox summer dark horse is going to be the leader in the club.
No, I have a lot of confidence in your booziness, so I'm going to go with you.
Thank you, baby. I appreciate that. The next question is from Mailman Jack. And Mailman Jack says, it's late Friday night. You're thinking about second dinner. What are you going to be ordering from TBK? I would like to caveat this. My Sox summer and I will probably take Treasy's drunk ass home, and he'd get to order nothing because we come back from NWI, and he wasn't ready for any TBK.
Literally the funniest night we've ever had all together.
Sometimes I get sleepy.
Sometimes you walk like Michael Jackson in the moonwalk video.
I needed it. You know, the best version of that. Sorry to break into a
No, you're
tangent.
fine. Please.
But me and Beef were up in Appleton. We got a buddy up there.
That's Wisconsin.
And,
Folks.
yeah,
Yes.
Appleton, Wisconsin. So way up there in Wisconsin. And our buddy, you know, he's lived up there his whole life, and he's like, and our other buddy was up there too. And so they're like, let's take you down this strip of bars that's here, and like, well, it's the middle of December, and the streets are like icy as hell.
Yes.
And I'm walking, and I try to stop because there's oncoming traffic. And I'm stopped on the corner, and I have no control, and I'm just gliding into the fucking street, about to get hit by a car.
But he was like Brian Boitano. He did a pirouette.
Like,
and
yeah, I mean, like,
and avoided all traffic. It was unbelievable.
it was ridiculous. Like I was like, it felt like, you know what it felt like? It felt like in Christmas Vacation when he's on the sled, you know, and he's just like screaming through a very slow version of that.
Bingo. All right, so for me from TBK, I'm gonna definitely. This is my order every time we've ever gone to TBK. I'm going chicken burrito, bone in for Treasy because that's where the flavor is. And then I'm gonna get the nachos, which the nachos and the cheese on the nachos aren't good, but I always think they're a good idea when I order them. And then when I get home and they're kind of like, you know, you get in a cab or the Uber or whatever, they get melted and they're not. I still eat them anyway, but they're not good. So I'm gonna tell my future self not to order that shit, but I'll still order them anyway.
So I was, you know, this was I lived right.
Oh, you got
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna tell. I got a very
Tell another quick story.
It was just all my old. I used to live right by there. So like
You did?
much like you used to live out west. I used to live right by TBK. and I would always go double quesadilla. So I would get a chicken quesadilla and a steak quesadilla.
Oh, steak quesadilla is so good.
And depending on how drunk I was, I might eat them at the same time. But at the end of the day, that's a good. You know, there's enough grease.
Yep.
There's enough cheese to get you through to the morning.
Yeah.
Make
You won't
you
crap
feel
yourself immediately.
Not immediately.
Yeah.
You'll have 30 seconds
Uh-huh.
from waking up and going,
Yes.
it's time.
You're
still getting there, man.
Your stomach's like Bruce Buffer. It's like,
Now I shared a bathroom with someone who also would go to TBK with me. So it was a crapshoot.
literally.
The top is open. Get the top. The top is open.
Because there were definitely times that he was definitely sleeping in there, clogging up the room.
Nice like summer. How about you?
So,
TBK.
steak burrito, 100%. Oh, that's the only thing you ever get from like any type of Mexican place, I think, especially when you've been drinking. So yeah, late night steak burrito, that's the best. We just cracked open the Norwegian Turf War, which is a double New England IPA. I don't have the ABV, but it is a 9.2, so we're gonna be fucked up. Yeah. So this is the third 9.4% that we've drank. This is not boding well for a long day.
I just found the word. So like I think I have a word that I give people to say to see how drunk they are, which is brewery.
Brewery.
But percenter is the word I want to hear you say when you're
9.2%.
Okay, you got it. You
Did I
stumbled.
fuck it up the last time?
You stumbled a little bit, but
I think I did that for comedic effect.
I think so too.
you deserve to fuck it.
Yeah.
This is performance art. Okay.
Excuse me.
All right, the next question is from Jose Munoz, and he did it via video question, and he did it from Las Vegas, which I gotta love. He's like,
Really?
yes, he's like in the hallway. You can tell they're all buzzed up, and he's like, I'm gonna do my video question here. So, Jose, we appreciate you. That's true one awaiting right there. You're on location somewhere else, and you're like, motherfucker, I gotta get the question in. So he gets the question, and he says,
You talk to K-Fits.
what is your favorite mask for the pandemic? Sort of type and everything, or design. He said you prefer N95. Do you prefer gaiters, regular masks, etc.? What do you choose? Treasy, go first.
So I mean, obviously, these are the winner, right? But Beef, you got to see this the other day firsthand, right? The over the ear ones do not fit me right. They just do not. Like my head is shaped wrong. Like my ears are in the wrong position. By the way, these are not hands.
Allegedly.
But yeah, so like
Big ass.
But yeah, it fits me really weird. So I like the bands, like the one with the 2 bands around the back and then, like on his face.
What?
Yeah, you know those?
Yeah.
Yeah, like those.
That's what Tony La Russa wears.
Those fit me way better.
Interesting.
Those fit me way better. So that's what I'll have on underneath this when we go to the game today, because I double bag for the game.
You did double bag,
yeah. And you can't go out there raw dogging. You got to double bag.
When you're that close to Wally, you want to double bag.
That's right. He's out there licking ears and shit.
Yeah.
Man. You got to watch out.
Yeah, that was a little gross.
Nice like summer. How about you?
I actually, I mean, obviously we've taken the 108 ones out of the mix. I am a big fan of the one I would probably wear the most is the Under Armour mask because I wear it at the gym. So that's a solid 6 hours that I'm wearing that. You know, I wear it 3 times a week, 2 hours each time, and that's the nicest one, and that's the one that we have at the game too, which is it's just a nice, easy, breathable mask. Which I think is protecting us.
I was gonna say I agree with Treasy. I love the 108 Gator. I love the one that we have on right now. Although Dr. My Sock Summer here says the Gators don't do shit. So once he gets to 70, then he can let me know that they're no good. But until then, the Gators are my absolute favorite, and they're good. You know what? In the cold weather too. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna warm up. I'm going out for a walk and it's snowing and shit. I'm gonna have this on and it keeps me warm.
You know what though? The umps all wear the Gators.
The players all wear the Gators.
All I hear all the time about some fucking team last year, especially team got this, and maybe I missed it, but I didn't see any umpires getting the shit. No, and they're right in there getting yelled at by these guys.
That's
true.
true.
They're spitting on their face and whatnot. So
There's no question.
So I don't know. I feel the Gators fine.
There's only one side.
Science.
Dr. Treasy has sounded off on us. All right, the next question is from Matt with an exclamation point. I really like that. I like that. That's Matt like that. That's kind of who he is. His question is, what's the point of having Andrew Vaughn on the MLB roster if Nick Williams is going to steal playing time from him? Treasy, I'd love for you to start.
Well, I mean, there's a few things here. There's a lot to unpack. So, but first, there's no minor league season right now, right? Like, so the point of having him down is kind of pointless. It's not gonna start until like May, right? So, Matt, we may end up seeing him go down. So, like, that's one option. But I think if Vaughn starts to hit, then he's gonna be in the lineup every day. If he doesn't, then Nick Williams is soon going to be replaced by Adam Engel. And, you know, you're trying to win games this year, man. We're not in the position to figure out how to develop players anymore. It's just, that shit's over. So you gotta go with your best roster, and that's what Tony La Russa seems to be doing. The fact that Nick Williams is better than Andrew Vaughn right now is sad, but it might be the case.
What it is.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I was going to say, much like Aaron Rodgers, you just got to wait behind the guy that's playing first right now. You've got to get behind Jose Abreu and just hope that he can get in where he fits in. Now, is Eloy going to fuck that all up? Possibly, potentially. So it's a hard situation for an Andrew Vaughn. So you either got to like pick up that mitt and get out there and just do what you can, or I don't know. He's just not hitting. He's not hitting enough to be there.
Right. I mean, I agree with all points here. Andrew Vaughn's not doing anything wrong. He's being pressed into a position he's never played. Right. He's being pressed into caliber pitching he's never seen. He's given his best effort. He hasn't been terrible. He's been okay, but he's not been a great option in all situations. And so, as Treasy said, we're getting out of the mindset of let's develop the player the best as possible in the mindset of we have to win every fucking game every day. And so I think Tony La Russa is doing an okay job of balancing that, trying to get Vaughn great opportunities when he can. And when an opportunity doesn't look that great for him, switching him out, giving him the day off, giving him a chance to not be in there against something that's going to potentially hurt the team's chances long term. It's a weird spot. When AAA starts back up, I'm interested to see if they decide Andrew Vaughn's still here. Maybe he's hit by then. Like my summer says, he starts hitting, you won't hear of anybody else. He'll be in left field every fucking day. Yeah. That's the bottom line. Produce and you're in. But if he doesn't, I'm interested to see if they do send him down, just with the caveat that they want to give him everyday plate appearances. And in Chicago, every day are not the best opportunities for winning. So it's a tough situation.
I like that we all knew that we're supposed to do that. Just to spike the ball on what you just said, Your Mercedes doesn't get everyday play. But you know what? When he get it out there, he makes the fucking most of it. And then it's a hard to say we should get rid of this fucking guy. So why don't you make it a hard to say thing there, Andrew Vaughn?
Yeah, that's
Let's give Matt a little bit of a,
That's a good call. That's the same Zach Collins argument. Well, Zach Collins didn't get every
Right.
at bats. You know what? When Yerman showed up and he got any at bats, he fucking crushed.
You made it count.
Just do some shit when you get your chance. And you'll be able to play as long as Daniel Palka did, even after he sucked that entire year. All right, the next question is from a longtime guy, Pete Chapman. And Pete says, if you could be any member of Major League coaching staff, what would you be? Manager, bench coach, pitching coach, hitting coach, third base, first base, bullpen coach. I'm sure I'm missing some, Pete Chapman says. Treasy, you want to start?
Easy. Bullpen catcher. I don't know if they're part of the coaching staff, but they're definitely not part of the team. Seems like a pretty easy job. If you can catch a ball that's coming 100 miles an hour, then you're good. And I think they let you wear gear, so what the fuck? So I've never heard someone go, you know what? The bullpen catcher really blew the game today. It's like being an NFL punter. Like, you rarely hear of an NFL punter getting into some problems unless they
miss one.
Unless they Sean Lindetta this shit. So I don't know. I'd love to be an NFL punter. I'd love to be an MLB bullpen catcher.
I saw something.
I'm gonna take bench coach because you're like the bass player in the band, right? You're not like the top vocal
Shots
guy.
fired.
You're not the lead singer. You're not the lead guitar player. You're the bass guy. So you're still up there with everybody like top guy, but you're not number one, nor are you number two. You're just a regular old bench coach.
What just happened?
Take it easy here. Let's not.
No one's gonna give you shit. No one ever says, "Hey, listen, that bass player really sucks. This song blows." That's good.
Dude, Michael Anthony got fired from Van Halen. I mean, bass players get replaced.
Listen. As another guy
That's
that's
Bon
worked with,
Jovi's bass player. What do you think about that?
as another guy like Michael Anthony that's worked with two psychotic brothers, I understand. Okay, Michael Anthony, I feel your pain. Hey, you can't lie to me.
We
You not hit him.
We do plan on replacing you with his daughter.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. I think you guys are both punks, man. I would want to be the manager. Give me the most responsibility, give me the most money, and I'll take all the blame when I screw up.
Yeah,
I'm happy to take it.
Fucking egomaniac.
Yeah. Well,
I'm over here a bass player. I'm just
That's right. You're just whoever.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
you're all bass player.
You're one of the backup
Yeah,
singers.
when the manager gets thrown out of the game, they go right past the bench coach.
A bee or a flea or peanut. No. Just a regular old bass player.
If you
Just
thought,
regular old bass.
if you thought that the shit you get from Kobe's burner was bad before, I'm
done,
even if he missed this, I'm cutting this clip. I'm gonna
All right, new for 2021, the double fuck you Kobe's burner. What's probably coming because you love me. It doesn't even matter. So get off.
Great answers there. The next question is from our guy, Brewhand Luke.
Yes.
And Luke,
What's up, Roo?
you've been doing a great job, baby, with these beer reviews.
100%.
Really love that you're kicking those out. And if you're new to this, go to FromThe108.com. Find some of his beer reviews. He's been reviewing tons of beers lately for us and checking out lots of stuff. So Luke's question is this: which White Sox player has the most chance of success in another professional sport? And he gives examples. He says Billy Hamilton, say track and field. Yerma Mercedes, pro wrestling maybe. Lance Lynn, hot dog eating competition. Those are just examples. I'd like to go to My Sox Summer first. Who do you think White Sox players have the best chance to be professional in some other sport?
Number one, thought that comes to my head is Luis Robert as a track star, because the man looks like he could put on the cat suit that the Terrell Owens used to wear and just smoke motherfuckers on the track. So that would be my
like it's
legit one.
Decathlon, right? Because you can just do everything.
Yeah,
Right.
As long as there's no sliding in that, and then we're okay.
He would definitely crush in the Domino's pizza eating division of whatever that was.
Yeah, and as far as Yerman, I want to say professional weightlifter, like our guy Tony Mimbo. Like he could definitely get in there and start doing some nice crunches and curls. He's definitely a power guy, and he's small in stature, but I think he can do some shit. Yeah.
All right, Treasy, how about you?
So I don't know. So I did like that Lance Lynn made the list as possibly hot dog. But I got a different idea for Lance Lynn, and I have no idea if he even drinks. But I was thinking about.
I'm gonna guess he does.
Oh yeah, I mean, like he probably does. But
If that's your
what I was thinking about.
You want to drink the rest of that.
What
You
I was
drink the
thinking
rest
about
of it,
was,
crack another one.
You know, the
I was
movie,
being kind of a CS.
the movie Beer Fest.
Okay.
So that competition, right?
Yes.
I want to see Lance Lynn in that competition. I think that's where he could really shine. Like
really shy.
Just imagine like the foamy beer
This is a good one.
in
That's
that
good.
beard. Remember when he had the big ass beard?
Yeah.
Like there's just beer in that beard, and he's just like he's wringing it out to drink the last bits from the boot.
Yep.
Right? Like I mean, like that is the Lance Lynn that I want to see.
Lance Lynn could definitely be the closer on the boot. That's
Yes.
definitely he knows it. He's got the skills.
He knows when to turn it.
Yes. Yep.
I mean, I'm surprised by the answer so far because to me the easy answer is Tim Anderson, and I don't even know what other professional sport, but he got good at baseball in like 4 years and had hardly
Well, he
ever
was
played.
a basketball player.
I was gonna
right?
say, so
Like,
maybe basketball's it, but I don't even know.
too
He
short
could
for
probably
that.
become a good athlete in something else in no time because he's smart, he's athletic, and he has a ridiculous work ethic. So, like, that's the guy who could be good at another
Tim
professional
Anderson, Olympic curler.
Yes.
sport. it could happen. He could be good at anything.
I just
would be the
imagine him
best thing.
throwing that fucking thing like 100 miles an hour.
He's like, sweet motherfucker, sweet.
All right, next question is from Carrie. And Carrie wants to know who would win in the fight, Gilbert Godfrey or Nick Magical? I'm going to go first to Treasy here.
Oh, well, I mean, it's Nick Magical. And the only reason I know this is because back in the day, one of my favorite flicks of all time, which is The Adventures of Ford Fairlane,
Oh, I thought it was gonna be
Gilbert Godfrey goes down real fucking easy to Robert England. I mean, it wasn't even close.
Robert England, though, he's got the big, the knives on his hands.
Yeah,
and
he's not Freddie in this.
Oh,
This is
okay,
just,
all right.
This is just plain Robert England.
Just plain old Robert.
He's got the skin is normal-ish. He doesn't have
That's
knives
good,
for hands. Like he
He's
just
been
and he,
invading the dreams of small children.
he electrocutes him, I believe, in the ass. And
Hello.
I don't see why Nick Magical can't do that too.
I'd like something. What do you think?
Yeah, 100% Nick Magical, because even though he's small and he might be mighty, and plus Gilbert Godfrey, I think, is about 87 years old. So, like, I mean, he's old. Like, I think I could probably beat up everybody's grandpa. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty
Not
sure.
Grandpa Hog.
Oh, Grandpa Hog.
Well, depends on what you're fighting with.
Well,
So wicked at that.
Grandpa Hog might do some bad things to me, and I don't. Yeah, no. So, yeah, maybe not everybody's grandpa.
Nick Magical for me, too. That's a clean sweep. Next question is from Adam. And Adam wants to know favorite Goose Island beer other than the Sox Ale. I'm going to go with my Sox number 3.
Man, okay. So if we're gonna talk like available to everybody, I'm going with Lost Palate. Probably one of my favorite beers that they ever.
Yeah, it's right there.
Next, the next coast is probably another favorite, but like out
You
of
only
the
got
what
one
we,
favorite, asshole.
well, okay, let's go with Lost Palate. Lost Palate, folks.
All right, Treasy, how about you?
I think this is it. This is the Dink Detector.
You goddamn right.
Now I'm a huge
Yeah.
Natural Villain fan because if I'm gonna
That's
have
what you're gonna
many
go with.
drinks, I'm gonna go with the Natural Villain. But like I love to see this available. When I see the Dink Detector, I'm all over it. And you can only get 3 of them at a time. You got
Yep.
like 12 beers to get 3 of those, and I
Yep.
do it every time because I love it.
I fucking love that.
IP variety pack.
For me, I was recently in the Off the Rails podcast, which is going to be coming out tomorrow, Monday. And we did a draft in that, and we had to draft one food or beverage at the ballpark that we would take. And what I drafted, my pick, was the Next Coast IPA by Goose Island. Absolutely my favorite. A great beer at any time. Ballpark beer. Can't have too many of them. We call it the heater. There's a reason why we call it the heater. 7%er, but absolutely fucking delicious.
Fun story. Our guy at Goose Island, TJ, he came by and said, the White Sox said to him about the Next Coast, we will never serve that at the stadium because it's too much ABV. And then with the advent of the 16-ounce craft beer, they said, bring all the heavy ABVs in. They're like, we can charge $14 for that 16-ounce beer, so please bring it in.
All right, the last question to close out the Sunday Soak is from our guy, Billy Whiters. I love when he provides a question to close the show. However, though, I think he's on his best behavior with this question. I could be wrong about that. He wants to know. He says, pick your favorite loaf lunch meat. He says, ham and cheese loaf, pimento loaf, spiced luncheon loaf, or other.
I don't even know what
was gonna say
Most
I'll start.
meats there are.
I don't eat any loaf meats.
I'll
I
try.
would have a
got one.
meatloaf sandwich if I could, but those are usually open face with the gravy on there. You're feeling me on
Mashed
this, my
potatoes.
right? The
Yep.
mashed potatoes, right?
Yep.
You get all that on there. Like I would go meatloaf sandwich if I could.
Yeah, I think that's gonna go around the horn because here's the thing.
I got a good meat one though.
When we're talking loaves, right? There's two respectable loaves out there. There's loaves.
Loaves, yeah, multiple.
There's meatloaf
Yeah,
and there's beef loaf.
Yeah.
That's it.
that's it.
Don't bring me
Yeah.
a fucking beet loaf. I don't want that. Right? Whatever
It's
these-
me and Bob who has bitch tits. That's it. That's the two of us.
I don't know what pimento loaf is. I bet it's gross. I bet it's disgusting.
Oh, loaf.
So my sack summer, what loaves? Do you
So
have?
the only Italian loaf that I know there is a mozzarella, and it's just like it's got like something in it. I don't know what it is. It's like a cheese. It's an Italian.
It's got this thing with
It's
the
an
stuff
Italian.
in the place.
It could potentially just be fat, and maybe I think it's cheese, but it's called mozzarella, and it's really good. It's not bad. Like
I think you just told us that you like head cheese.
Nope. I had cheese,
Oh,
but I was very intoxicated, and I was like,
Imagine that.
okay, that sounds like a good idea.
that's his order from TBK. I will have one head cheese.
Head
please.
cheese. I'm very intoxicated.
It's got the thing with the stuff in it. All right, that's it. We're done with the Sunday soup for today.
People don't know that. Italians don't know that.
Great beers from Goose Island. We'll see you at the ballpark
See
in
you
about
then.
an hour.
See you soon.
Love you.
I guess I gotta
Peace
get
and
out.
love. Peace and love.
Yeah.
You and me both.
Well, he can
Actually, you can hit them both.
yeah, he can hit them both. Oh, that was a good. You're not 100% fully vaxxed. Cheers.
Yeah, the 11%. I was protected.